Hello witches, this is Hectorios. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a viewer request of talking about using or opening your third eye, which is like your pineal gland in the center of your brain. It's called your third eye. It's called your mind's eye. And it's known as the chakra of psychic ability. Now they call it the third eye, but really it is the seat of all of your psychic abilities altogether, not just clairvoyance or psychic seeing, but also the ability to communicate with spirits on all levels, auditory or clairaudience, clairsentience, all of that. I don't even know what all the different ones are called, honestly, off the top of my head, as far as the proper titles of clairaudience and clairsentience and clairvoyance, claircognizance, which basically all of those words mean is clear knowing. Claircognizance is clear knowing. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Clairvoyance is clear seeing. Clairsentience is clear feeling. I don't know what the other one is, but it's, I think it's associated with smelling. Each of these is associated with one of the 5 physical senses that our bodies use. Well, in the psychic faculties, you don't just have one 6th sense, okay? You actually have a 6th sense, or a psychic ability, a psychic way of perceiving and sensing reality that mirrors each of your 5 senses, okay? Y'all can look that up, because I don't know the terminology, or I don't know if I listed it correctly or said it correctly in here. I wanted to come on this video and respond to the viewer request about activating your third eye and opening it, you know, whatever you want to call it, but basically using your third eye. And I have to kind of do this in a way of, like, I want to demystify it for y'all, okay? A lot of what's in the occult, when you talk about words like chakras and aura and kundalini and just all these different words and terminologies, it can really start to make things unclear. Talk about trying to get the clear senses. You have to look at these ancient texts and understand these unclear terms. I don't know if it's like that on purpose, y'all. Like there's an agenda that they're trying to block people from getting these abilities. Or if it's just the fact that it's just ancient knowledge that's been suppressed in general. But the fact remains is that it is hard to understand these things in a demystified way. What you need to do is take a psychological perspective from all of this spiritual realities. Okay? That's what I have done, and I have deciphered things. And I talk to other witches who are at my level. They have done the same thing. Okay? So when we talk about the third eye chakra, the mind's eye, what we're really talking about is imagination and visualization faculties, which everyone uses. Okay? It's not so mystical. It has a power to it that you're just not aware of, and that's what makes it occult knowledge. The occult knowledge is a knowledge of self. It's self-knowledge, knowing the self and the different abilities that you actually have that are veiled from your own consciousness. Everyone uses imagination. I saw a post on Facebook. It was a meme of somebody had wrote something like, did you ever realize how strange it is reading a book that you're staring at slices of wood with strange symbols written on it, vividly hallucinating for hours. I thought that was hilarious because it's true though. Whenever you read a book, whenever you read anything, that's what you're doing. You're using your mind's eye, your imagination, your third eye to create the images shaped around what you're reading. And that is a form of magic. Okay. So actually, this is why people who read a lot of books are more intelligent. They're more psychic in general because they're using their third eye more often in a practiced, organized way, because you really will sit there and read for hours or however long. In these sessions, you're training your third eye to visualize. Okay? And that's important as we get into this lesson. Listen, okay, whenever you are doing that, you suspend your logical, rational mind, its judgment, its critical, analytical nature. Okay, that is suspended when you're reading let's say that you're reading a novel, a fictitious storybook or something. You know it's fake but you suspend the judgment of that in a way because it's already been judged that it's fake. But you don't care, basically, and you just read it for entertainment purposes, and you visualize the story as you're reading it. And in a way, because of that reason, you're tricking yourself into believing the story just enough that you will read the whole thing and visualize it. Okay? People do this when they watch movies and stuff too. Different things like that. But that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother topic for another video. But for the sake of this video and for what we're teaching here, you know, that's what you're doing. Okay? Now, you apply this same principle. Let's just take this step by step. I want you to start applying that same principle to your magic, okay? Whenever you cast a spell for your intention, visualize it. And I know that they tell you to visualize it in all these different lessons and stuff, but they don't tell you why. Okay? That's because you're using your third eye. Your third eye is not just a receptive faculty. It does have that faculty, okay? It is a psychic sense for receiving, but it is also, too, a tool to project. Okay? That's the part that they don't tell you. Just like when you're reading a book, your third eye's not receiving anything. Okay? It's creating something. Alright? So, when you're casting your spells, when you're doing magic, use the same visualization skills and abilities and faculties to visualize what you want to happen, and suspend your disbelief of how reality works. Don't just visualize your spells manifesting in a way that they could actually manifest in this physical reality construct. So what am I talking about? For example, if you are casting an empowerment spell on yourself, you can visualize that manifesting however you want. Let your imagination, create. I'm going to give some examples of what you could do. But you can do anything. You can visualize it in any way. I might sit here and focus on my empowerment. Not even really necessarily a spell, but just focusing, meditating on my empowerment. And I'll visualize just burning fire emanating from my body. Okay? Or I'll visualize, like just light. My body just emanating light, like as if it's the sun. And believe it. Not just, you don't just imagine it as though it's an image without any other sensations involved. So let's backtrack. When you're reading a book, you invest your emotions in that storyline. Okay? You don't just see it as an image. You get fucking involved in that shit. You immerse yourself in the complete experience of what you're visualizing. Alright? That's what you need to do when you're doing your magic. You need to make yourself feel what you're visualizing as well as seeing it. And so, back to the example that if I was focusing on my empowerment in some kind of empowerment meditation, let's say that I visualize myself just with flames burning all off me, okay? And just hold that visualization. Feel the power of it. Feel the emotion of what it feels like to be powerful. As though it's already real and it's already happening as you're visualizing it. Okay? Let me give y'all another example. If I was casting a binding spell on somebody, I might sit here and visualize that person standing before me, or I might visualize my soul projecting to that person wherever they are and just seeing them. Like I said, you can create your visualizations however the hell you want. You control it. Okay? But I'll visualize the person that I'm trying to bind, or that I'm wanting to bind. I will sit there and begin to visualize all kinds of whatever the hell fantasies that I want that represent to me that person being binded. I might see an experience, because once again, it's not just about the image that you see. You have to believe it and feel it as though it's really happening. Immerse yourself in the entire experience of visualizing. So I might visualize giant chains wrapping around that person and binding them physically. I might visualize, giant fucking snakes coiling around them and constricting them, just squeezing and binding them. I might visualize ropes, like black ropes or something, tying up and wrapping all around that person and binding them. Okay? When you're doing this, in that example of binding somebody, you are supposed to employ your visualizations at that level as the examples I gave at the same time while you're doing your ritual. So in reality, I'll be making a little fucking doll of the person I'm binding physically. I'll be making a little tiny doll of the person I'm binding. I'll take some black cord and tie that motherfucker up. But while I'm doing that, at the same time, I'll be visualizing one of the examples I said. Okay? That's what you need to be doing. And depending on what level you're at, with how strong your visualization is, and how powerful you have ascended on your path, there comes a time when a witch does not need tools anymore. Okay? Tools, I have my own beliefs and opinions on it. I think that a witch will come to a point where tools are not needed anymore. Like at all, they could just be done away with 100%, and you can just move into the realms of only using visualization all the time in your magic, and it works effectively. Okay. Now, with that said, I still do think that tools are always going to be useful as well. You may not need them when you get to a certain point, but using them still does help in some kind of a way. So, what I mean by that is, like, instead of using my physical athame in a ritual or my physical wand, I can visualize that I'm holding my athame or my wand, and it will work just the same as if I was really using the physical tool. Okay? And different things like that. Now, I'm not trying to make this video being broken down into every single compartmentalized aspect of how this works and how you can use these abilities. But I'm trying to get you to think and understand how important it is to visualize and to develop that very strongly. Okay? Now, this is something that we all do when we are little kids. Okay? When we are children, we imagine and visualize things in such a way that, you know, on some levels, it's like superimposing your imagined creation onto the physical reality. And in some other ways, it's almost like an entirely alternate reality that you're just creating at the same time. Okay? And that's some powerful shit right there. That's why little kids' third eyes are open. Okay? That's why they're more perceptive of shit. Because they're using the third eye a lot more often in the projective way, imaginative, visualizing way. They're using it, and then they thus can be more sensitive to perceiving and receiving with the third eye. And that's what I'm getting at with this video. The more developed that you make your visualization skills and employ it and use it, and y'all, you can do this all the time. You can do this daily. You can do this whether you're doing rituals or not. You can visualize throughout your entire fucking day and just create with your third eye. You can superimpose your visualizations over the physical reality that your actual eyes are seeing. You could imagine entire other realities from where your physical body is and what it's in. Like, I could be talking to y'all right now making this video, and I could be using my third eye to visualize that I'm astral projecting into one of y'all's locations. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. You need to have your visualization built up that much and that deep and that developed. When you do that, what's going to happen is it's just like every other part of your body. The more that you use it, consciously on purpose, the more developed that it becomes. So you may not be able to automatically use your third eye in the receptive aspect, where it receives psychic information, but you can automatically start off using it in the visualization way, where you're just controlling what you create with it. Okay? So once it becomes developed, once you've got it activated, once you're using it a lot, it will start to then become more developed in the area of also receiving psychic information. So what do I mean by that? Well, once you've got your third eye open and you're using it and it's strongly developed, there'll be times when you're not consciously trying to use it, and it will still show you things. Okay? And that's going to be when it's receiving psychic information from something the fuck else that you're not imagining. Alright? You'll perceive shit that you're not creating. And you're going to know that, oh my gosh, I'm not visualizing this. I'm not creating this imagining. Where is it coming from? And that's a whole other thing, because you're going to have to start getting sensitive to the things that are coming into you. You're going to have to start discerning where each one's coming from, the different spirits that are out there, the different other witches and shit that are out there visualizing stuff and creating things and sending energies out. You'll become perceptive of that when you encounter it. That's why people say that there's a danger to opening your third eye. Now, I'll say I agree with that, but let me break down what that danger is really. Whether the fuck not your third eye is open, those energies and spirits are out there. Right now, they're there. Okay? Opening your third eye, all that does is it makes you aware of it. So the danger is that if you are not a grounded person, if you are not spiritually grounded and centered, it can scare you. At the least, at the worst, you might go fucking crazy. So disclaimer to this video, people have gone crazy by doing this, opening the third eye, and then not being able to handle what they see and what they perceive. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, you will see demons. And when I say demons, I'm not judging people who work with demons. I work with demons. Okay, but there's a difference between demons that you work with, that you have a relationship with, and actual malicious enemy spirits opposing you. Okay? That can be some scary shit to face. But at the same time, the more the sensitivity is developed from you're actively developing your third eye in that projective way, like I said. And when you're doing that, you are developing your power to create on the astral plane. Alright? And that is a great deal of your magic. So don't fall into this fear aspect of what you're seeing when you do encounter negative things. Remember that the same faculties that you're seeing it with are the very same faculties by which you can impose your will and create something to counter it, or to bind it, or to protect you from it, or whatever the fuck. You can create servitors, you can create elementals, you can create egregore and thought forms. You can create all kinds of spiritual beings just by using your third eye to create it. Okay? So, don't fear the aspect of this, that when your third eye is activated, when it's open, when you start to perceive things, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it might intimidate you at times, but don't let that stop you. And also continue to be aware that you can also create on the same plane where you're seeing those things and perceiving those beings in different things and energies and spirits. Y'all, this entire realm that you're going to become aware of, it's infinite. It is as infinite as many people that are on the world right now has thoughts and imaginings. All of the plethora of that from each person is all enmeshed in the astral realm. That's a lot of fucking shit. So you can encounter, it's going to be chaotic sometimes. You can encounter all kinds of things. But once again, don't let that scare you away, or, you know, whatever, because you can also create in the astral realm whatever the fuck you want from your visualization. So, you know, use that as you go forward. Let that be the tool that you're using going forward with this. So, you know, you'll be able to communicate with different gods and goddesses and different spirits, ancestors, just the spirits of the dead in general, elementals, excuse me, y'all, elementals, just whatever. Other people's, other living people's minds. Like I said, the astral realm is a plethora of creations from people's consciousnesses. It has other shit there too that does not even come from humans at all. Okay? But it also does have creations from people's consciousness, and that includes other living people. So in some kind of a backdoor way, you can read people's minds based on what you perceive in the astral realm around them. It's like if you see what's around this person you get a sort of a window into their mind itself. And you can start to ask questions of like, why is that there? Why is that there? You can literally sit there and analyze and pick apart these different things that you're seeing in the astral realm around somebody. And you can ask the question of why is it there? What type of mindset, what type of intention, what type of mental activity caused their mind to create this astral energy, being, whatever it is. Because there's an infinite number of things that your mind can create. Now, like I said, everyone is doing this all the time. The difference is that when you open your own third eye, you just become aware of it. Okay? So, you will be able to look into other people's lives in that way. It's not really like reading their mind directly, but like I said, it's like getting a window into it. Okay? So that's just another way that you can use it. This person asked me about psychic abilities, and I had to do this video. I was gonna wait until I finished the other videos that I had promised y'all was coming in my upcoming videos. But this one just stood out to me that I should do it first. So I really wanted to talk about this. Okay, so once again, on the aspect of visualizing your different things, don't limit yourself, once again, based on the rules and the physics and the science of the physical reality. Let your imagination be entirely and completely free of what it creates. So to go back to the example from earlier in the video, if I visualize binding somebody, and I visualize these giant chains wrapping around them, or these giant snakes constricting them, or rope or something, I know damn well that in physicality, that's not going to happen. Okay? But I employ the visualization how I want to anyways, because that's how the powers work. Okay? There will be an effect on the person I'm binding. It's not going to be giant fucking chains and snakes, but there will be an actual effect on that person. What you visualize, this is why you need to create it on your own, because whatever it is that you do visualize, you're going to have the most possible belief, emotion, and creative third eye projections from your own third eye. Alright? And that's how the power flows. That's just how it works, y'all. That's how the power flows. It's whatever you actually create as an original thought, visualization from your own mind. Okay? That's just how the power works, straight up. So, visualize it however the hell you want. Because only only you know what's going to work for you when it comes to that, at that level. Only you know, only your mind can conceive of and create exactly what it needs to create for any given spell or for any given magic. And once again, y'all, you can employ this ability and magic however you want to employ it. It does not even have to be employed in rituals and spells only. I could walk around my entire fucking day visualizing my body burning with fire and feeling empowered because of that. My body's not really going to be on fire and emanating flames. But holding that visualization, seeing myself in that way, it's going to have a real effect on my empowerment. Okay? You can use this type of magic on yourself. You could use it on other people. You can use it on situations. You could use it on the environment. There's no limit. You can use it on whatever the fuck you want. And I really think it's not just to be used in ritual and spells. I think that people should all be using this, all the time, throughout the day. I'm going to give you all an example on that. A real example that I actually do in my practice. Whenever I go in public, whenever I go out of my home, I will hold a visualization and astral creation of a sphere of light around me. To shield me from any kind of influences or anything like that. Because like I said, when your third eye is open, you will see and encounter just how much shit is out there and different energies and other spirits and whatever the fuck is out there in the world. I'm telling y'all, we are surrounded by this entire astral realm. It's everywhere. You just need to become conscious of it, and you need to become conscious of your power to create within it to benefit your life. Every single day, I visualize and hold the astral creation of a sphere of light around my entire bedroom, around my entire house. It's just there. Okay? This is what I'm telling y'all. You're creating an entire, once again, you can view it in either of two ways. You can just see it as you're creating an astral creation that is superimposed over the physical reality, like a double exposure type thing, or you can view it as an entire alternate reality that you're creating with your third eye. It doesn't matter how you view it. I don't know, actually, it might to you, but to me, it doesn't really matter how you view it in that regard. Just the fact that you're using the power, though. and those astral creations. You know, I'm a practical witch, so I always focus on the practical applications. And so however you view it, the practical result is the same. But it might not be like that for each person. You know, some of us might have to see it as superimposed over the physical reality. Some of y'all out there might have to see it that way in order for you to accept it. Okay? So, you know, just take from this video and apply it how you want to. Alright? It is all about what you create. I hope y'all use this knowledge, okay? It's one of the greatest aspects of our power as witches. And it gets stronger. The more that you're using it, it gets more and more stronger. So please apply it and keep doing so. Okay? Remember your creative power. Like, remember, y'all, this is in everybody. Really, it is. It's in every single person. We all have it. Remember it. There was a time in your life when you used this shit all the time. Maybe you didn't understand what it was and the implications of it. And I'm telling you, even if your third eye's not open, you're still using it. You're just unconscious of it. And it's probably limited. Maybe you're not, you know. Let's talk about if your third eye's closed. How is it being used if it's closed and not activated? Well, you're probably just having negative thoughts about the possibilities of what negative things can happen to you. Or you're probably having, you know, simple hopes for your future. It's probably all limited to what can manifest on the physical only. In some cases, it's probably focused on spirits and demons and different things like that too, but for the most part, you're probably, you know, misusing this faculty on the simple thing of hopes and fears that can manifest on the physical level, you know, within the laws of science and the physical reality. You probably completely shut the fuck down, you know, what can happen in that creative mindset of anything is possible, because whatever the fuck you imagine holds a power. Alright? So, you know, most of the world is in that state of using their third eye. You know, it's there, it's relatively dormant, but it is used. I mean, any type of imagination and creative thinking is an employment of the third eye, but it's not its potential, okay? When you open it, you're going to be doing the things I was talking about in this video. And you're going to start to perceive more from it. It's just like when you start learning magic itself. You're making yourself sensitive to the energies. One, so that you can be aware of the energies. I don't know if y'all heard that shit popping over there just now. But one, so that you could be sensitive to the energies. You know, that's a prerequisite to being able to manipulate them. If you can't sense the energy, how are you going to control it? You've got to be able to have two sides of the coin. You have to be able to be vulnerable and sensitive to the energy, receptive, the feminine. But you also have to be able to then use that to manipulate and control the masculine, the projective power, your will. Okay? It's the same with your third eye. You need both aspects of it functioning and being used. So I'm just telling y'all in this video, you know, the fastest fucking way to, you know, get to the level of a master witch, basically, honestly. You've got to just use your third eye. Use it and be aware that that's what you're doing. And don't just do it when you're trying to entertain yourself, reading a fucking book or watching a movie or something. You know, use your third eye in your daily life to create the world how you want it, and know that that has a magical effect on the way that things manifest in your life and in your reality. And as you're doing that, you're training your third eye to be sensitive in a projective way, but that's still training it to be sensitive to the energies. And you will begin to start to perceive things in the psychic receptive sense. Spirits, energies, other people's energies projected out, the different spirits and demons and angels and gods and goddesses that are just active in the world right now, cosmic energies, the universal energies, astrology, like everything. I'm telling y'all, it's an infinite plethora of things that you're going to begin to be able to perceive, explore, and interact with in a conscious way. Because believe me, you already are affected by it, and to some extent having an effect in the astral realm. Okay? I hope y'all use this knowledge. I really do. You know, and I think as a final thing to this video, because I've already been talking for 53 minutes, use it in your spell casting. Okay? Just use it, man. Use it daily. Use it constantly. Use it in your spells. Use it in your meditations. Use it in your daily mundane life. Use your third eye. And it will keep getting more and more powerful. You will keep getting more and more powerful. Then when you turn around and use it in spells with that focused intention, your shit's gonna be like super fucking powered. I'm telling y'all. Okay? So, you know, if you have any questions, if I maybe didn't explain something good enough, or if you just didn't understand it, leave a comment. If you just want to share anything or add to this, leave a comment. If you have your own YouTube channel, please make a video and let me know about it. Something, you know, I want to get y'all talking about this and engaged in it, okay? So I would appreciate comments. Please like the video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Share the video, you know, or make your own video on it. Share the knowledge. And, you know, spread this shit because it needs to be everywhere. In the ancient times, this knowledge was everywhere. And the world was a much different place. Alright? This shit has been suppressed for the longest time. And it has left us in the state that we are, you know, as a present society of these powerless human beings just being controlled. Okay? Now, the further implications of this energy, you know, I talked about covens before in one of my past videos. Imagine if, you know, just 100 witches got together with the same astral creation. Y'all don't even know what the hell we can create. That's a whole nother topic. But I'm going to be back with some more videos next. But y'all just use this knowledge, please, and let me know what you think. And I hope I have succeeded in demystifying the third eye for y'all. Because this took me years to understand on my own with no teacher. Alright, so I really hope it helps y'all out. And I hope you use it. Apply this shit, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next videos. Hail to the witches. Hail Hecate and blessed be.